So welcome to my channel. Well, in today's video I'm actually going to find the most historic homes in Marquette, Michigan, and I'm actually here at Ridge and Front Street, and I'm going to make my way east on Ridge, which has some of the most oldest homes in the city. So follow me along and let's go check these homes out. I'm going to kind of do like a little bit of a neighborhood walk. I'll kind of point them out, and you'll be amazed at these old Victorians that are still around. Ridge Street is probably the oldest street in Marquette. And right across the street, you have an old Methodist church, which was built around the late 1800s, which is still functioning today. And I just passed this hotel, which is the Landmark Inn, which I believe construction started in 1917, but it didn't actually start getting used until around 1930. But you're going to be amazed at some of these Victorians that along the route. They are incredible. And thank you very much for following me along on this video. I love to see old houses. I grew up in one. Most of the homes around here, Victorian wise, built around 1875, 1880 and afterwards. And this church over here across the street was built in 1875. I believe that is a Presbyterian church. And here is the first one I've run into on Ridge. Now I'm on East Ridge. They're pretty much spread all around the city, but this is where you're going to find most of them, is on this street. And I'll be making my way to another street called Arch Street. I mean, even across the street you can see the smaller ones just by the columns on the porch. Look at this house. And look at the top of the architecture going up from the roof. Now it looks like this one, and most of them are very well cared for. I don't know what the prices are. I'd have to look them up on Zillow, but I don't think they're that pricey, believe me. This is a nice one. I just love how the how underneath the roof you got that little bit of architecture that kind of stands out. This is a nice one too. Some of them are, the grass is well maintained. Now I brought up in a previous video, and I'll bring it up again. Back when I was growing up, one of my hobbies was digging up old bottles. And I want to bring up Ridge Street in particular is because back in the day, before there was actually any type of trash collection, they just take their trash and throw it over the ridge. And on the other side is Lakeshore Boulevard, so it kind of goes down. So what they did, done with the trash, they just took it to the back, threw it over the ridge. And over the years, okay, once trash collecting started, obviously, you eventually could find these bottles. Now look at this house. See how nice that looks? This one is well cared for. There's another Victorian. There's right across the street. Big yards, big doorways, big entrances overall. I mean, really something special about them. I believe is an apartment house now. Now, when I was growing up, it was not. So another side note, if you notice how the structure is, when you look up here, look at the size of the windows, and then you look at the deco on the outside and how it came out, and they used that gated look with the iron, and you go see the very top of it. How neat. Look at these style homes. They have one thing in common when you go around the side. Okay, now look at the porch on this grand Victorian home, which is made out of sandstone, by the way. And let's see, I believe there's 2 more chimneys on the other side. So right behind me is this Gothic Victorian house, and I'll explain to you what they did with trash way back in the 1800s. And this is where my hobby actually originated from, because I actually figured this out. Is back in the day, this is Ridge Street again, so it actually kind of goes down there is Lakeshore Boulevard, so it kind of, the ridge kind of goes down like this. So what people did is just came out of the house and just threw trash right over, and that was trash disposal. So what happens over the years, it accumulates, and there's, over the years, it just kind of like settles every, the soil, it packs. And that's how I figured it out. And once you start digging into that, you discover the bottles. So I just thought I'd bring that little hobby of mine up, which is really adventurous in a way. I really enjoyed doing it. I actually used to go to the library to figure out where the old dumps were, and I really got a great joy of that. And I eventually had a whole basement full of bottles. Now, I've since donated all of them, but it was quite an adventure to go out and find these, dig them up, clean them up, and just collect them. Whether it's being done nowadays, I'm not really sure, but just interesting the way things were, just by the routine people used back in a different time as far as trash. So continuing down Ridge Street, see some more interesting homes, and then you see this one across the street. This one is massive, 431, nice one, but this one really intrigues me. And there's one thing I would like to show you, if I can find it. Look at this. I don't know if anybody's even in this house. Maybe it's empty. But how neat is that? Okay, on this particular house, when you see the back side, see how it goes up right that. Now that actually was where the horse and buggy used to come in. That is why it kind of stretches out a little bit, where it's almost like a canopy to protect your car, but that's really not the case of it. And again, look at the size of this house. That thing is okay. Gonna head down. Gonna do is head down Cedar and then head up Arch Street, and then you'll see some really cool ones up there too. So this part of town again has the oldest homes. Heading on Arch, so what we can do is head this way west up Arch. I think we can find some pretty good ones. There's a huge sandstone right across the street. See that one? And then you have this one. Now, right next door. And this one, you see the double chimney. Now, all these homes have a thing called basement. So if you're looking at this house, it's got the basement, 2, 3, 4 floors on it. Okay, there is another key concept once again. When you see that little underway area right there, that is where the horse and the buggy came to pick up the folks from the home. How cool is that? To actually see that nice little small one right across the street. A little bit smaller. So what we're going to do is take a walk down there and check that out. Right now I am at Ohio. So you see this, Ohio and Spruce again, and we will take a walk down this street, see what's going on. And I'll kind of like walk down the middle of it if I can. That way I can get most of it in. And this is a very nice house here. Kind of unique in a way. Maybe I can get a picture of that one. Some people watching this video may be familiar with some of these homes. Very familiar. But this is what the area looks like now. One thing about this home at the end, it's much bigger than what it looks like. It's actually a very big house. What's neat about it is it actually has a very good view of Lake Superior. So I'll do walk around this little cul-de-sac. And then head back. Oh, what a great day out today. Actually went down to Presque Isle, did a walking tour of McCarty's Cove, some of the beach down on the east side. So it's been a really good day. It's hard to walk up the sidewalk because it's all overgrown. Unbelievable. And up the street is a place called Williams Park, which we'll pass. It's a nice house. Used to be the Getz's house. Owned a big clothing company downtown. Not sure if they still own that house. And at one time, this is at the park, the tennis courts up there. See a little bit closer. Another shot of East Ohio from here. They got a little memorial here for this, which is Simon Williams donated this land. It was once the site of an old quarry. They actually converted this in 1936. More shot of the park. You got the tennis courts. That actually used to be a school at one time. I don't believe it is anymore. Coming up to Pine Street. And this is dedicated to Milton Mickey Johnson. 1904 to 1999. Winningest coach in Michigan history from 1939 to 1989. Here's where that fella he was. Here's a shot of Williams Park. Good view of it. Nice little place to relax. You take a walk around the other side. You can see how this place used to be a quarry just by looking at it. This rock. We can go up these stairs. Well kept. And this is the top side. And this is where I'm going to end my video. So I hope you enjoyed my little tour of historic homes here in Marquette, Michigan, which I did find some of the oldest in Marquette. And it's been a real treat. I really like exploring places like this. But now it's time to go back, edit this video. And I'm up here on Pine Street. So I hope to see you in my next video. So see you from Marquette, Michigan.